Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's been a minute since I've done a recap and review. Hopefully, I can stick all the way to the end of the season this time. But for those of you joining me today, this is my recap and review of the challenge, episode 6, Spies, Lies, and Allies. So, we come back from the elimination. Logan is now partnered with Nani, and Gabo is eliminated. And we go into a conversation with CT talking to Emmy, and Emmy says she thinks of CT kind of like an uncle. Then we get to Josh talking to Esther, and pretty much Josh is still in his feelings about, Fessy throwing Amber into the elimination. He feels like it's a shot against, not only is the shot against Amber, he feels like the shot against Amber is also a shot against his game. He feels like, Fessy's not taking his feelings into consideration. And he also feels like he doesn't care about anything that Josh's opinions or feelings or anything. And, Esther suggests that, being that they're close, they should have a conversation. And then we fast forward to them kissing and stuff like that. And the hilarious thing is, the producers ask her, what do you like about Josh? And she sits there and says she doesn't know. I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, you're making out with this dude, but you don't know what you like about him. I mean, granted, you said the guy was attractive. You were attracted to him. And then we fast forward to a conversation with Fessy and Amanda. And I was really surprised that Amanda said that, oh, you should go to Josh. And I think, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think she said he should apologize. And then, for hurting his feelings and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, why'd I have to approach him? And then she's like, maybe you might consider that you're wrong. And I didn't expect that coming from Amanda because Amanda pretty much in all the seasons she's been in, she's usually the one to get into a lot of drama. Now, I will say when she did start on Rivals 3, she was pretty outspoken, so, and coming in as a rookie, she did come in hot, but I'd say that was pretty warranted, though, considering the people that were on that season. I know she had the little rumor and invasions, and then from then on, she's just been in a lot of drama for no reason and just tried to stir the pot, especially when it came to Zach and Jenna's relationship. But she was kind of making sense. But I think in that case, the reason why, to me, it seemed like she just cared about, Fessy, being on good terms with Josh was because, they have that whole veteran alliance. So, if they're fighting and all the vets are supposed to be on, one accord so they get all the rookies account. I think maybe it might somehow interfere with her game. And that's the only reason why she cares because I tell you, man, some of these friendships and all this stuff like that, I mean, sometimes I think they're fake, but I do realize there's only so much I see on camera. So then we get to the daily challenge, another boring daily challenge where they got on the cars, spun around. They had to, so now if I remember, there were a couple different signs. Some of them are blue, some of them are red, and they have to count the individual number of signs, and then that would be their code to unlock their box so they were spinning around the cars. Now, to be the person doing that was fun. I would imagine that's fun. But as a viewer, just boring. After the first round, watch people spin around. Third, fourth, boring, man. They need better challenges. And it's just terrible that, at this point that they're so focused heavy on production that, they don't incorporate different kind of daily challenges that are at least enjoyable for the viewer. No, it's not possible that every single one is going to be enjoyable for the viewer, but it's like, man, the way they make it seem like on the trailer and stuff like that, how cool it is it just pretty much, it's just hype. And then you're pretty much bored after the first round. So, hey, hopefully the daily challenges improve. This season is probably going to go to 21 episodes just like last season. So, hopefully they improve. Casey and Emmanuel end up winning the challenge. When they come back, they're still kind of on the fences about what they want to do. But it's no surprise what they end up doing because we know that Emmy and Huey are going in because they're a rookie pair, and then of course they're going in because you even see on the trailer. And the trailer actually kind of spoils stuff if you guys have noticed it. And I think these past two seasons, because in the trailer you see her screaming down on the sand, "This is for Romania." So she's kind of in a celebratory fashion. So whoever she goes against, she beats him, and then we know from the previews for the next coming episode, it's a hall brawl. So yeah. So being that she knows she's going in, Ashley lets her put on her red dress. Lets her have like a good night before she goes into her elimination. And I was really surprised because I did not expect Emmy to be a singer and actually have songs out. I'm actually gonna look her up. When she was singing, she really has a nice voice, and just from looking at her, that was like the last thing I expected. When she came up, when CT was Emmy's gonna perform a song. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, how is she gonna perform, or what's she gonna do? But she definitely has a great voice, that's for sure. Hearing it a cappella, that was pretty nice. They ended up putting in the song too, but I think I would have liked to hear more of her a cappella too. And when watching it, it was kind of confusing because you see that they she starts singing in a cappella, people are kind of clapping along, and then I was kind of I think they probably eventually did turn on because it was kind of confusing. I was like, are they jamming out her singing a cappella, or was it like she sings a cappella, then they start putting on the music in the show? It was kind of confusing for me. Maybe y'all could clarify for me in the comments. So after that, when they come home from the little club, everybody's eating pizza, and somebody took Amber's pizza. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. So in the club, Berna and Esther are talking about how fake Amber is, and Esther's reasoning was because Amber goes around saying how nice of a person she is and how loyal she is, and her thing was if you're loyal, you don't have to say it, which it's a good point because usually nice, if a person's nice, they're not gonna go around telling you how nice they are. They usually show it with their actions. But and again, I'm not in the house, I don't see their interactions with her. In terms of being fake, at least from what I've seen on screen, I can say the one time where I've seen Amber being fake was in terms of she was in the Big Brother Alliance last season, but she also was she also was with the rookie girls of that season. So the rookie girls of that season were there weren't actually that many rookie girls. It was it was Amber M, Gabby, and Liv Jawando. Yeah, Liv. She ended up getting medically DQ because she hurt her shoulder. So it was Liv, and then it was Big. Well, I guess you could say Big T's was. I guess you could kind of count her as a rookie. I guess. Because back then they considered I think you have to do at least 3 seasons to be considered a vet. I guess at this point, yeah, Big T could be considered a vet because this is her 4th season. But still, I guess at that time you could still consider her a rookie girl. But anyway, when it came time, voting for Amber M, when Amber was going down, she voted for her. And, the funny thing is that, she was all stuck. When she found, Amber M found out that Amber B voted for her, she was all mad and stuff like that. And then Amber M started stuttering like, oh, well, I heard that, she were possibly coming after me. She was really stuttering. Like, I got to go back and watch that scene. And I remember Amber M was like, if you heard that, why didn't you just come to me and have a conversation? And again, she didn't have nothing to say. And then, it she was definitely playing both sides, and she was saying like, oh, I've been loyal to Big Brother from day one, but the way you were acting, friends with the Ricky girls and Teresa, it seemed like y'all were tight, and essentially she was playing both sides, and that made Amber M upset. And I remember at the reunion, Amber B was like, what's your issue with me and blah 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 blah, because she was like, yeah, I think you're fake, blah 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 blah, and I think Amber B did end up apologizing, and then she even said, hey, I'm glad I played the game the way I played, because I won. She ended up winning the season, and see, that's the funny thing too, is that, it pretty much ties into her getting mad at Fessy, and she's going around the house saying she gets blindsided. And my thing is that she comes from Big Brother, and she knows how the game is played. That these Big Brother people, because I think that's how essentially the game is played in Big Brother, where it's like, we'll say one thing to your face, and then it's another thing behind your back, and you're just going to tell people what you want to hear to advance further in the game. So that's why, when she's all up mad about being blindsided and stuff like that, as far as I've seen, it's like, they pretty much kind of established from last season that they don't care about you like that. Fessy even mentioned, him and Amber didn't really even talk like that last season. She did talk mostly with Casey and Josh, but then when it came time to possibly keep her out of elimination, I think she was still with Darrell at the time when they got voted in. Yeah. She did get voted with Amber when it was with Darrell. And then also, I think when Darrell left, I can't remember who she was partnered with at the time. Yeah, they voted her, I can't remember if she got voted in again or whoever the double agents were at the time ended up choosing her. I gotta go back and look at that episode. So it's like, yeah, they don't care about you, and that's the thing too. Is getting into it. Her pizza gets taken away, and they say, and that's the thing I don't like too, is that people who just stir the pot, but God, it's ridiculous. So Tori lies and says, oh, Fessy took her pizza. Then that's when she comes over, and then Fessy's like, he didn't take her pizza. They're lying, and, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to call people out. And that's when she brings up, being blindsided and stuff like that. And he was like, everybody else knew you were going in. And it was just funny because she was saying that, he needed to apologize. And I remember, also in the club, she was talking to Emmanuel, talking about how, oh man, I can't believe I got blindsided, blah, 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 blah. He hasn't even talked to me. But it's like, as far as I know, between last season and this season, before he even threw you in, y'all never talked. So it's like, you guys were never, even though you're probably Big Brother Alliance, it seems like you two specifically didn't have much of a relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, I can understand being mad because you blindsided because, nobody wants to go into elimination and there's no skulls this time. But at the same time, it's like, are you really shocked? They showed you that they don't give a damn about you last season. And, she had a conversation with Josh. They became partners when she came in as a replacement for, God, I'm trying to remember. Who did she replace? Because they had to send somebody home because they were medic. Oh yeah, I think she was the replacement for Anissa, or she was already there. Man, I'm losing track of people, but I know she had came as a replacement. Oh no. Josh's partner had got sent home, and they don't really divulge into what happened. I can't remember if she got medically DQ'd, but I know she, for some reason, she just had to leave. So she comes in as a replacement, and then Josh says, "Yeah, we're cool. I know you and Casey and Fessy had a lot of bad blood, but And she talks to Casey, so Casey said things were good, But we know Casey, hey, just like, Fessy, say one thing, and just in the confessional, oh yeah, Amber B, I don't trust her. So again, when it comes to the Big Brother people, you're on the bottom of the list. So again, it's like, to be blindsided, it's like Amber, at this point, it's like kind of like get over it. It's like obviously, for one, he didn't give a damn about you, and two, it's the fact that you won. So you're coming in as a champion, So of course, it's like, all right, he's getting out somebody he doesn't like, and then also he's getting out someone who won last season, So it's like she's kind of really beating a dead horse, going around saying that she's blindsided. And then obviously everybody else doesn't care because again, she doesn't have strong ties to these veteran girls or some of these rookies that are still left in the game. So to me, she's kind of solo dolo. Besides Josh, and I don't know what really her. It doesn't seem like she has strong ties with Big T at this point, even though it seemed that they were friends. Last season. Again, there's only so much that you see on camera. So then they bring Josh in, and that's what, man, like Josh of all people, probably the most, emotional people on the cast. And that shit was hilarious, man, when he's like, oh, Fessy, don't involve me in your stuff because, I'll dog walk you and make you look like the big bitch that you are. Yo, that shit was funny. Like, he really said he'll dog him. Like, that shit was hilarious. And, it was hilarious seeing Esther scream, like, the way she screamed, like, oh my God, like, stop. You knew you were going in, not lying. And it's like, yeah, she didn't know she was going in. And the interesting thing is, I watched the challenge Aftermath, and she said, she thought Amber was fake because it's like she talks about being blindsided when she knew was going in. And she said, she talked to Josh, and she said on the Aftermath is that they had talked about partners because Michelle and Corey L came up to them and said if they win their elimination, they were going to pick, Josh and Amber B. So that's why she was upset because, she wanted to stick with Josh as a partner. And then that's when I realized, I had to go back and rewatch the episode. She actually said, no, we didn't have a conversation about B going in. We had a conversation about the partners thing. So it was interesting because I didn't notice Amber said that the first time. And that shit was funny, man, when he's like, Esther, like, oh, he promises stuff just like he promised Nelson last season. And that shit was funny. He was, Fessy was like, oh, whoa, that's what we doing now. And that shit was funny, man. Like Josh, when he was trying to go hard at Fessy, like, you talk this big game, but you haven't won shit. And it's like, Josh, you haven't won shit either. Like, I don't think Josh has won any daily challenges. Well, he won the world. He does have daily challenge wins on War of the Worlds too, but that's because the U.S. team was stacked. Pretty much the U.S. team, you had so many good people on there. You had, Bananas, Wes, Laurel, Cam, Ashley. I mean, a lot of pretty good challengers like Ninja. I mean, that's a pretty stacked team just on paper. And if you just pick off some of these people just individuals, they all have big resumes because you have pretty much a team full of champions. So that team was stacked. But outside of that, he hasn't won anything either. And then Fessy, man, when he said Josh is going over and he's like, oh yeah, when the rookie thing is done, we're gonna be throwing you in and everybody's plotting on you. And and then Fessy was like, oh, who's gonna do it? You. And it's like, yo, that's when you see how people really feel about you when you're mad, because he was like, you suck, you haven't won shit, you're 1-9 in eliminations, but Josh is actually 1-4. And then pretty much it all boils down to when Fessy kind of just big faces Josh with his hand, and then security was already involved, so most likely he's going home. Like, they don't tolerate violence at this point on a challenge, no matter how big or small. Sometimes they do big pick and choose because Josh did push Devin last episode and they only gave him a warning. But considering that and considering how heated it is, I could see him going home. I think I could actually see Esther going home too because she threw the drink at her. And the only reason I could think now possibly is because of and I actually didn't think about it now, but I think now definitely because of COVID. I mean, you drank something, you got to be careful because of COVID, and then you throw it at somebody. But hey, again, they pick and choose because plenty of times where people throw a drink at somebody, but they're still there. Adisa threw a drink at Trishelle. I don't think it was Trishelle. I think it was Kellyanne. It was either on Bloodlines or Rivals 2. No, I think it was, Bloodlines. So many other times where like drinks are thrown on people. Oh yeah, Josh threw a drink at I think it was at Devin last episode or somebody. Then you had oh yeah, Josh had threw a drink on Fessy last time. So not Fessy. Oh, on Swaggy C back on Total Madness. So we'll see how this goes, man. But I definitely see Fessy getting DQ'd because TJ comes to the house, and if he comes to the house after altercation, somebody's definitely going home. And again, they definitely pick and choose. But at this point, where people are laying hands on other people, I could see Fessy definitely going home. And then of course they leave us on a cliffhanger with all this. There's no elimination, but again, based on the trailer. And then just what the game is going, we know Emmy and Huey are going in, and then based on the trailer, we know she wins it. I mean, the trailers give away mostly what's going to happen. Like for example, with Amber B. Okay, if you watch the trailer, you knew she wasn't going to be going home, at least yet, because there's in the trailer she's in another elimination, and then you hear her voice in the background of the confessional, like, oh, my forearms are giving out, or my forearms are tired. So it'll be interesting to see how this game goes, and it'll be interesting to see who she goes against and see who she takes out. So hopefully we get a better episode than this. And I think probably one of my most favorite moments from this episode was when you see, just Nelson, all the security's around, he's just sitting there, just eating his pizza. So I'm definitely excited for next episode. Hopefully it's get better because this one was really boring, and even the drama, it was just stupid. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next review.